Welcome to the Roadrunner 89 Investment Network, where we talk about interracial love and marriage. Hope you enjoy Swirl to Investment.
Bro, I like a little vanilla in my life, and I might one day be a white dude's wife. That's alright. Yeah, I got a type. Some people don't like it, but the swirl is the hype. When I see a cute guy, I always gotta think, is he down with the brown? If he is, we about to link. And I ain't talking about the TikTok boys looking for clout, cause we can see right through the facade. Gross me out. I wonder, will he ever like me back? Imagine liking white boys when you're black, especially when you're from the south. The guys that like me are yeehaws with tobacco in their mouth. My celebrity crush, my little cinnamon bun. Ooh, that boy's the one, and I'm still not done. I never met him, he never met me. If he ain't down with the brown, what he about to be? But I digress. Y'all never mind the rest. I just like what I like, speaking from the chest. But hit me up if you're looking for a black girl, cause you know that this girl is down with the swirl. I'm just saying.
All right, welcome to tonight's show, everybody. Good to see everybody tonight. I'm doing a part two from the live I did last week. Single black mothers dating out interracially. Going to talk about that. Got some videos, and I'll give you my opinion on that. I can't speak for black women that are single mothers, but I can give you my perspective. And ladies, if you want to come on and talk about that issue, whether you're a single mother that might have had a child when you were young, might be divorced, you know, and how you deal with that, being a single mother and dating, and a single mother dating to marriage. There's a lot. There's a lot more that it takes when you're a single mother, because you don't just have to look out for yourself. You have to look out for your children. Okay. And here's the thing, do not, okay, because you have a child, that does not decrease your value, ladies. Okay, let me say that again. Because you have a child, that does not decrease your value. Okay, you don't need to lower your standards because you have a child. Okay, I've heard these beta kings out there saying, well, you're a single mother, well, and think that they should have easier access to you. I remember when Kevin Samuels was telling women, because you have a child and you're a certain age, that you should just give it up easy because you're not going to get a high value man and all that garbage. No, ladies. Okay. In fact, if you're a single mother, your standards need to be higher. Okay. And your standards have to be higher because you got to protect yourself and your children. Okay. And one thing that really really pisses me off, is when men think because a woman has children and she's a single mother, that somehow it should be easier to have access to her. No, 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 no. Okay. Have values, ladies. No woman on earth should ever date or marry down. I don't care what your race is. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese. You never date down. You never lower your standards to meet a man that can't be at your level. If he's not at your level, he just don't have access to you. That's the way it should be. Okay? Of all women. Period. End of story. Okay? Women are the prize. Women, us as men, should compete with access to women. so we can find a wife, that'd be a good wife to us, a good mother to our children. Okay. This is how it's supposed to be. The man is never the prize. Okay. It tells us that biblically too. The virtuous woman, she's a treasure. She's worth more than treasure, rubies. Nothing on earth can compare to her value. It tells us this in the Bible. God's telling you women are the prize, okay? Men are not the prize. Men are the leaders, but women are the prize. They're the beautiful ones. They're the ones that, we compete for, or should. Women should not compete for men. I don't think that's a good thing. It really isn't. Okay. My mom was divorced, single, very high standards for herself and three. Yeah, and she should. That's right, Beverly. She should. Okay, you gotta protect your family. And as a single mother, your family is you and your children. And if he's a good man and he's going to be part of your family later on, that's great. But you got to protect yourself till you know that he is the one. Okay. And he's got to love your children like his own. Okay. And in today's world, I'm going to be honest. There are a lot of women that are single mothers, a lot of black women that are single mothers, white women, Asian. It's our today's culture. Okay. I wish we go back to a more conservative thing where we would, marry the women we lay down with instead of, having sexual contact before marriage. But we live in the world we live in. There are a lot of single mothers. There are a lot of single fathers. Okay. And ladies, you might get, as a single mother, you might get a man that has children too. And especially when you get in your 30s, 40s, 50s, hey, you're going to have children from both sides a lot of times. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. I look at stats and I look at, the marriage stats in the black community. There are a lot of black women that are single mothers. Okay. That's the environment they have. Okay. The lowest marriage rate is in the black community. Okay. We got single mothers all over the place. But a lot of these women are good women. They're high value women. They will love you and be a good wife, a good mother. But they just happen to have children. And that's okay. Right. And my heart goes out to single mothers. And I know black women that are single mothers that are beautiful women that have character, that have a big heart. Okay. And if you're, as a man, strong enough to love her and her children like your own, even if you have kids together later on, you can't have favoritism. Okay. Once you're a family, the kids, you love them equally, whether they're yours biological or not. And if you can't do that as a man, don't mess with the single mother. Just saying. But anyway, but I'm going to show you some videos and look. And I believe it's easier for women to open up to children that are not her biological children. I think it's easier. And there's a video that's going to talk about this. I do think because women are more nurturing, more caring, have more patience when dealing with children. I think it's easier for women to accept children that are not hers biological than a man. And I hate to say that. Okay. I really do, because we should treat children, equally across whether they're ours or not. We should love children, especially if we're going to marry a woman that has children. We got to love those children. Okay. If you don't, and there's bias, it's going to hurt the family dynamic. Okay. Let me see. What'd you say? I want to read this. My mom would help anyone in need. She had work nights, had to ride a bus, pick up from babysitter, go home, feed us breakfast. And yes, church every Sunday. Yeah, and a lot of women go through that, and look, and here's the beauty. If you do fall in love with a woman that's a single mother, here's the beauty about it. A lot of times single mothers are organized. They, they're mature because they have to be. They have to take care of children. um and they usually have a set standard how they do things. Okay, now when you come in as a man into that family, you give her relief because you're there to help out. She's not alone anymore. Okay, because raising kids is tough. Even if you're in a marriage and you have enough money to where your wife can stay home, take care of the kids, and everything works out, it's still tough. Okay, but she's used to that, and you give her, a little relief, and you're there for her. You love her and their children. It can be a beautiful thing. It can be a blessing. The man can be blessed, the woman, the children. Okay, but you got to have your heart right for this. Okay, and I can't speak for this because I my wife didn't have children when we got married. Our three children are both hers and mine. But I would have married my wife if she had children or not. I love her that much. And I know men that have married women with children and had a blessing where, their marriage is great and the kids love them. They get an attachment to them, and the kids have a father, okay, and a mother, because we need both. One is not more important than the other, but together, that's powerful. You get more stability. Okay, the perfect situation is a man and woman together in a marriage raising children. Okay, but we don't always get that. It is what it is. Okay, not all of us have that dynamic. Okay, but we got to do the best with what we got. Okay, and ladies, you do not have an expiration date because you have children. You're still beautiful. You're amazing. Okay, God loves you, and you deserve a good man. You don't, and you should never lower your standards. Don't let people shame you because you have children. Okay. Crazy thing is, we shame women for being single mothers, but we don't shame the men. How does that work? Seriously. You and Sandy go to school together. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to show you these videos and tell me what you guys think. We'll go over it, and when I'm done, I'll drop the link if you want to talk about this, if you want to give your opinion, or just have a discussion in this. Okay? But I want to hit this topic. My heart is out for single mothers. Okay? Because they go through more than other women do. Okay? And a lot of times they go through depression. They deal with the stigma in society, being judged and having to go through that. And a lot of times, these women, their self-esteem will go down and think that no man will want them. That's not true. A lot of men are marrying single mothers of all races. Okay. I think with black women, you have a better chance marrying white men that will accept your children than black men. Okay. And not all, but from what I've seen and what I've heard black men say about single mothers, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong or right. I believe that. But that's not to say you can't find a man of any group. Okay. But I think you're better off with non-black men in this. We kind of accept this more in our culture. Okay. But anyway, let me show this first one, and we'll talk about it.
There's a black woman and she's dating a man of another race. There are so many men who look just like her, who will be in the comments or who will heckle her in public spaces. They'll say that it's an agenda, or she's like a race betrayer, or just all of this vitriol, and there's always some.
Okay, Now we see this all the time, right? If a black woman is with a man of another race, especially white, it's a conspiracy. She's a race traitor. She's a bed wench. All this crap, right? All this vitriol that black women are getting thrown at them, trying to shame them, trying to make them feel bad, feel guilty because she's with another man. And why should we care? If she's happy and the guy she's with happy, we should be happy for them. But unfortunately, we got beta dumplings that can't accept black women with other races of men. You know, I wish in a perfect world we just want everybody to be happy, but unfortunately we don't live in that perfect world.
Conspiracy theory as to like why she's being loved. And it's like, just because you hate yourself, you only see race loyalty through black women because they are the only ones keeping the black community together. A lot of y'all need to come to grips with the fact that you don't like yourselves and you don't like black women. And so many of y'all have narcissistically abused the women in your lives. Anytime you see her being loved by someone else that is not you, you think it's a lie or a conspiracy.
No. Wow. What do you think about that? Anytime black women are seen being loved for other men, they think it's a conspiracy, a lie. Is she right? I tell you what, I've been married over 29 years. Okay. I have success in my family. My kids are all college educated. And me and my wife, we do really well. But we don't get the credit for that. Whenever they look at our interracial marriage, there's always a problem with it. Either I'm a fetishizer. How do you fetishize for 30 years? I mean, if that's what I'm after, it wouldn't last even a year. Okay. You know, I've had people tell me, well, your wife has Stockholm syndrome, and you know, it is, you know, loving the plantation owner, which is weird. Because none of us dealt with the slavery thing. None of us, you know, that's way before our time, but we get that thrown at us, me and my wife. Nobody ever says, wow, you've been married almost 30 years. Wow, that's amazing. You know, it's always something negative. And, you know, not by all people, but a lot of times, you know, these modern day, I call them modern day segregationists, pro-black or black supremacists. Okay. And what I'm talking about is the ones that hate interracial relationships. I'm not talking about people that love black people and want them to see them do good things. I'm not talking about that pro-black. I'm talking about the supremacy thing. I'm talking about us against them type thing, living in the past, being a victim. You know, those are the haters I'm talking about that attack me, my wife, and other people like me and my wife in interracial relationships, and mostly black women and white men. You know, and it's crazy. But I mean, that's the world we live in. You can't change how people think. You're always going to have haters. Okay? But we're winning. Black women and white men, we're the most successful marriages in America. We last the longest. I know they'll go and point out failed interracial relationships and try to get you to believe because they found one bad situation that it's all like that. Well, I'm here to tell you, marriage across the board is a failure in America. I'm being honest. You know, even interracial marriages, there's failures there. Okay. But black women and white men are the most successful. They last the longest. Okay. They will not point that out. They'll just find one white guy and a black woman that didn't work, and bam, that's everybody. No, it don't work like that. I had somebody in my comments, and when I show comments on another show, that pointed out all these celebrity interracial relationships that didn't work. right after I had a show of all these interracial relationships that did work. Okay. But, we should not shame anybody for who they love. We should not attack nobody. We should not try to shame them or belittle them. We should show love and respect. Okay. If Tyrone is with the Becky, I give him the utmost respect because that's their choice. That's their decision. And as human beings, we have the right to be with who we want to be with. So I do back that up too. I back up anybody that, wants to be with whoever they want. That's our right as human beings to love who we want to love. Okay. And the ones that do good, let's give them their props. But it's crazy. It's not just attack on interracial relationships. A lot of times it's attack on Black women. A lot of these haters can't even give Black women credit for being the most educated. They can't let them have that win that they earned. They got to try to come up with something. Well, they're the most enrolled. What type of degrees are they getting? And all this other crazy, stupid stuff. Okay? They're the most educated. They have the most degrees statistically. Okay? They are the best. They are doing the best. Why can't we let them have that? That blows my mind. But that's the world we live in. But the truth will always surface. And Black women have earned the praise that we give them, or the praise we haven't given them yet. Okay? I'm just saying. Okay. But anyway, let's see. Let me go ahead and remove this. All right. Now this video, guys, I want you to pay attention to this. Okay? Because here's the thing. When you're in a relationship, you have children, you need to be married, okay? I mean, it's up to you, but you have more protection legally. Okay, because even though he might have your children, but his property, if something happens, as a wife, you got more access to your husband's wealth. Okay, and you need that, ladies, because you never know what can happen. But being just the mother of his children, you don't get the same legal access. Okay, need to think about that, And if you're a woman of faith, you would, marriage is what you're supposed to do anyway, right? I'm a man of faith. I believe in marriage. I don't believe in procreating and not getting married. We need to be married. Okay, now you don't have to believe like I do, but legally it's going to protect you, ladies, when you're a wife. Okay? Because really, do the courts really care that you're the baby mama? Okay? And I hate to say baby mama because that's disrespectful. But the single mother of the children. Okay, let's say that. Do the courts care about that? Do you have legal access to his wealth? Just saying. But anyway, let me put this up here. Listen to this young lady. She makes a lot of sense. And tell me what you think.
To your baby daddy, you get no say so. What do I...
Okay, let me stop there. Okay. Baby mama have no legal say so.
If something happens to your baby daddy, you get no say so. What do I mean by this? If, God forbid, he's in a car accident and you guys have a house together, or you live with him, or he's taking care of you and paying all the bills, you have no rights to his assets. You have no rights to any of the hospital decisions. They're going to call his mother or his next of kin. They don't care about baby mamas. They give y'all zero respect in those hospitals, at the bank. We're not his wife. They do not care. So Marriage is more than just a protection for the woman, it's a protection for the family. And people gonna lie and say, oh, I'll put you in my will. Wills can be contested in court as well. You got to be protected in a trust. But if he's gonna pay thousands of dollars to put you in a trust, why not pay $35 and marry you downtown?
Right? She's absolutely right. And now I know there's laws in different states. I know there's common law marriage, and there's some legal stuff there. You might get access to his property, but usually not. And you know, if you split up, he only has to pay the child support, which is a portion of his income, which ain't much money. And we all know children are very expensive. Okay. But if you're his wife and it don't work out, he's got to pay you alimony and child support. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these beta dumpling dudes don't want to get married because they don't want to be on the hook for their children. Okay. But if you're going to lay down with this woman, you need to marry her, and you need to accept responsibility and be a man. Okay? Yeah, she might get money out of you if it don't work. Oh, well, you can make more money. Okay? As men, we have more opportunities than women do anyway. Okay? It is what it is. But ladies, if he's willing to go to bed with you, he should be willing to marry you. And if he can't marry you, you don't need to mess with him. Okay? That could put you in a lot of trouble. It can make you a single mother with no access. And then you get a little child support. And how much money is he making? You might get $120 a month or something crazy. You got to think about this. Okay? Got to make sure the love is real and he wants to be your husband, not just have fun with you. Okay? But she's right. Marriage, you have more protection. Marriage ain't just protecting the woman if it goes wrong. It's protecting the family. Okay? Because there's a lot of deadbeat dads out there that really don't care about their children. And when they're done with you, they'll bounce. Okay, so you get a little child support. They don't care. Okay? Which you shouldn't have a relationship with a man that's like that anyway. But ladies, be careful. Okay? You need marriage. You need that protection. And if he really loves you, he's going to want to marry you anyway. Okay? When I was dating my wife, you know, after a couple months, I wanted to marry her. I wanted her to be my wife. There was no trying to figure it out. Okay? A fiance should not last that long. Okay? You should not be a fiance for 2, 5, 20 years. That is stupid. Okay? But there's a reason men don't marry you, ladies. And when you give men easy access without commitment, without marriage, they're going to take advantage of it. And they're going to leave you high and dry. They're going to leave you as a single mother. Okay? I'm just saying. The reason men do this is because women allow it. Let's be honest. Okay? The reason we have single mothers is because women allowed that. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of women were deceived and they believed the man loved them and they believed he was going to marry her and they were in love and it didn't work out. I'm not passing judgment. I'm just saying. Don't let these men have easy access to you, ladies, regardless of their race. Okay? Don't do it. Make him prove that he's worthy of access, having access to you. Make him prove that he's a good man. And look out for those red flags. Especially if you're a single mother. You don't have time to play games. And guys, if you're going to date a single mother, she does not have time to play games with you. Okay? You're either serious or you're not. If you're not serious, you need to go leave her alone. Okay? And I'm telling you, it's going to take, you're going to have to be a better man to be with a single mother. Okay? You're going to have to take on, being a father to her children, loving those children, right? You're going to have, and look, not all men can do this, but we do need men to step up to the plate. Buffering, yeah, my internet's acting up. Got some dusty internet tonight. I guess they don't want me talking about single mothers interracially dating. But yeah, that's on my end. I don't know what's going on with the internet. I don't have very many options because I live way out in the desert and we only have 2 options. So I took the best one, but my niece. Okay, buffering pain. Not buffering. No. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm reading through the comments and not understanding. But if my internet's a little shaky, that's what's going on. They're working on building new towers out where I'm at, so till they get that, I'm kind of stuck. That's what you get living in a newer neighborhood. Okay. All right, let's take this young lady down. Good points, young lady. All right. Let me play
Women,
this.
we gotta stop having children with men that are not committed to us.
They do not care. Those of us with sense have to accept the fact that by and large, as a collective, Black women do not care. Oh, he changed while I got pregnant. Listen, I live in a very red state, and all the women's health clinics are still open for business. I got married and it just didn't work out. Black women choose their husbands the same way they choose their baby daddies.
Oh, is she right? Okay, a lot of women that did get married, they're single mothers. Look, they didn't choose right. They got a guy to marry them, but that don't mean he's the right man. There are men that will marry you and leave you as a single mother. Okay, just because he says I do and steps up and marries you, don't mean he's the right man, ladies. Okay, there are a lot of single mothers that did get married. They did it the way they're supposed to, okay? And they still ended up a single mother, okay? And she said she's in a red state. I assume more conservative, more traditional, family orientated, that believe you should get married and, do it the right way. They still have single mothers, okay? In the churches where they preach about marriage before sex and doing it God's way, there's a lot of single mothers there too, guys. Look, you got to vet no matter where you're at, okay? No matter what group you're in, there's dust all over the place, okay? Now you're better off doing it in a church environment and doing it traditional, but it could go bad also. You should get married, but you might marry the wrong person. Okay? And I have no judgment to single mothers because we could all be single parents. Let's be honest. Okay? I'm just saying. But let's continue.
So no wonder you still end up being a baby mama. They do not care about the poverty. They do not care about the mental health of the child. They do not care about the abandonment issues and the lifetime of therapy that child will need. They do not care. They do not care. So what do we do?
What do you do? Okay, you got to vet. All right. And be aware, ladies. You can find a man that's not a good man and marries you. Okay. a lot of girls come from single family, have low self-esteem, didn't have their daddy to teach them how to love and find a good man. That's a good point, Beverly. And look, women don't have this. A lot of that come from single parent families. Okay. And that's the truth. Like, oh wait, like my daughters. Okay. My wife would take care of my daughters and do, because she's a woman and deals with girl things and womanhood and all that. And then I would deal with my son because I'm a man. He's a boy and he grew up to be a man. Okay. But what daughters need from their fathers, okay, is they need their fathers to talk to them and let them know what kind of men are out there, what to look out for. I tell you what, once my girls became teenagers and started looking at boys, that's the time I stepped in and said, wait a minute, young ladies, you're my daughters and I love you, but you need to be careful. These men will exploit you, use you, and make you think that they love you. Okay? We need to have that talk. Men are, have a big role in children's development. Okay? And like I said, children need a mother and father because they need, they need the love from both sides. When they're children, they need the nurturing from the mother, as they grow up. And when they get older, they're going to need their father's influence too. Well, they need the father influence all the way too, okay? But as men, we need to talk to our daughters. We need to let our daughters know what they're up against, okay? And a lot of these women out there come from single parent families, don't have that father to tell them, look out for this guy. This joker don't mean well. He's trying to use you. Us as men, we see through that. We know how men work. We know, you know what I mean? We know when they're trying to exploit women. We know these things. Okay? Because we've seen it. And some of us in our past, we've had our dusty history too. Okay? All men have been dusties at one time. Just saying. Okay, so the daughters need a father to set them straight and let them know what they're up against. I'm just saying, because they might not get that from their mothers. Okay, but us as men, we know men. Okay, just like women know women, and with our sons, probably be a good idea for the mother to talk to son. You know what? These women are going to play you. They're going to do these because they know. Okay? Just saying. All right. Yeah, thumbs up, please. Yeah, give me a thumbs up because, that helps the algorithm. And, if you like the content, just give me a thumbs up. It's nice. It's free. And you're showing me love. And I appreciate it. But is she right, ladies? Maybe ladies, you need to pick who you date better. Maybe you need to pick your husbands better. And that goes for us men too. We need to not just get with each other because we're attracted and the physical's great. No, we need to get to know each other. We need, in a relationship, we don't need just the physical love. We need the friendship. We need the compassion. We need we need love in all areas. I'm just going to leave it at that. You know what I'm saying, right? Okay, let's take this down. All right, here's another one. Okay, and this she's talking about your worth.
I am glad I got married when I did, is because I wanted other Black women to see that we don't have an expiration date. You have to really deeply believe, even if sometimes you have self-doubt, you have to believe you are enough, and that somebody that you really want to be with is going to see that.
That's right, ladies. You are enough. Okay? You're beautiful. There's no expiration date. Quit listening to these guys that say, well, once you get past 25, you hit the wall. That's a bunch of garbage. Okay? Your value always. Okay? When you get older, you get married, there's men that will marry you. Okay? And people say, well, men have, their value goes up as they get older. That's a bunch of BS. Okay? Maybe our value goes up because we have more money when we get older, but that's it. Okay. But ladies, you don't have an expiration date. And a lot of times women do not understand the value they have because they've been beaten down. They've been told that you got to settle for less, you got to date down, you got to marry down, you got to. And look, if you're going be race loyal black women, you're going to have to date down and marry down because there's more black women than black men. Okay? And how many good black men are there out there? Well, be truth. How many good men across the board are there out there? Being honest. Not a lot, right? So ladies, you might consider opening up your options if you want to find somebody that has your same values, that wants to have marriage and a family. Or you might have to just be a woman in the corporate world making good money and settle for a bus driver. Just saying. No woman should settle for less. If he ain't at your level, you should not even deal with him, ladies. Seriously. No woman should have to date and marry down of any race. Ladies, you are the prize. Be the prize. Okay. Now I got two more and then I'm going to drop the link.
If you are a single mom and you want to marry up and marry hypergamously, this video is for you, okay? Now, I've nannied for a while and I've seen different dynamics and I want to warn you, okay? It's possible because I've seen many women with children from a previous relationship enter into a hypergamous marriage and do very well for themselves, okay? So here's what I want to say, and this might get a little bit sensitive because I might not tell you what you want to hear, but I keep it real over here, okay? It's a lot easier for a man to bring in previous children from a previous marriage, or children from a previous marriage, and have the woman accept those kids and love those kids as if they were her own. It's not the same for men, okay? A lot of men can fake that they like your child, not even love your child, like your child, and when you guys get married and he has his own kid with you, that's when you can clearly see the favoritism, okay?
All right, let's talk about that. Is she right? I'm going to say this, and I hate to say it, okay? But there are a lot of men that will have favoritism to their own biological children than the children from their wife from a previous relationship or marriage. I've seen it. I've seen it from black men, white men, and different men. Unfortunately, that's not all men, ladies. So don't get down. But a lot of men are like that. I do believe that women can open up easier. Now there are women out there that favor their own biological children over her husband's children too. That goes both ways. Don't get it twisted. Okay, but I do believe women have an easier time accepting children from another marriage. Women, I believe because of the emotions, because of the nurturing they have, that it's easier for them to do that than it is men. And I hate to say it. I wish that wasn't a thing. And favoritism isn't a thing, it's abuse. You're darn right. It is. You're certainly right. If you favor children over other children, okay, it's not acceptable. Because those are your biological children. You're in this family dynamic. All the children are your children. You love them the same. There should never be favoritism. It is abuse. Okay. The children have no choice who their mothers and fathers are. And they have no choice that you were in a failed marriage or relationship. Do not do that to children. Do not favor children over other children. You're in the same family. They're your kids now. Okay? But this is what you got to think of, ladies. Okay? And don't get discouraged, because there are a lot of good men that will love your children like their own, and but there are some that won't. There are some women that won't do that either. Okay? This is something you got to understand. Okay? This is why your standards got to be higher, because you don't want to get a guy that only favors his kids over your kids from another relationship. You don't want to go through that. It's abusive to the kids. It's not right. It's not fair. And it will, put a wedge in your relationship, in your marriage. So you don't want to get a guy that is going to have favoritism. Okay. Anyway, let's continue.
Okay. And I've seen moms who can sense this. I sense it. We don't have to have an open conversation dialogue. It's very clear with how the husband is acting towards that child versus the other one. And that other child from the previous relationship, right, is getting attention, but you can tell the mom is really stepping up to make him feel wanted and make him feel involved. And that new husband might not be as affectionate with that child, even during their relationship, like their engagement or whatever boyfriend girlfriend stage they had, right? So this is my little warning, okay? If this man is not all about your child, as far as I want to go to his basketball game, I want us to go out for like a family date, like, you need to be more strategic if you are a single mom, okay? To vet out men who simply just think you're sexy and hot and would be a hot wife to have, with just the fact that you have baggage, okay? Versus a man who truly wants to help your son or daughter develop and be a part of their lives. There is a huge difference, and you probably can feel it in your gut while you're dating. So do not ignore that red flag, okay? I have seen women who tolerate tyrant types of husbands because it's providing that stability, providing that two-parent household, which is necessary, okay, for any child's development psychologically. However, she's really sacrificing for that child because she's being treated poorly. And I've seen it, and I've heard conversations between parents in front of me where the dad is a complete jerk, the husband is a complete imbecile, okay, and is talking out of his behind, okay, because he's the one who, quote unquote, saved her. So choose wisely, my girls.
Exactly. Choose wisely. And I hate that attitude. And if you're a man going to be with a single mother, you are not saving her, okay? And I don't like that misconception. And ladies, don't get within a relationship where you got to sacrifice because you want that man and that family dynamic. You should want that, but it's got to be with the right man. It should never be that you set, because what you're really doing is settling for less, letting him believe he saved you because he married you, like you should be so fortunate. No. If you have a woman that loves you, you have a wife, you have a blessing, you have a good thing, you have favor from God. Okay? Don't get it twisted. And in marriage, let's be honest. In today's world, men, we benefit more than the women. Seriously. And some guys will say, oh, hell no, that's not right, because when they divorce us, they take us to court and take all our money. And look, when you get a woman that loves you, you have a blessing. You have favor from God. You really do. Okay? And you should not abuse the woman you love. In fact, she should feel comfortable. She should be happy. She should feel secure and loved, whether she's got children or not. You're not the savior. And I wish us as men would get out of that thing. Well, I stepped up and took on her and her kids, and she should be so lucky. No, that's the problem. Because once you start thinking that, then you start not valuing the woman you're with. And then you start tearing away at your family dynamic. Then she starts feeling insecure. Then she puts up with crap she shouldn't have to put up with. That's not good. But anyway. But this is a good comment. Don't put a man over your children, ladies. Don't do it. And allow him to talk down your... No. Now, he's going to be the father in the house. He should be able to discipline, but with love and respect. Not degrade children, not beat down their self-esteem. But if they do something wrong, correct them and move on. But love them like they're your children. Because when you're in a marriage, they are your children now. Okay? But ladies, never put a man above your children. I've seen women do that crap. And the woman gets abused and her children get abused. Maybe not physically, but mentally and emotionally. Okay? Don't do that. My dad wasn't... Wow. But ladies, don't sacrifice for that man, okay? If he can't be a good man and love you and your children and do it the right way, he don't deserve you, okay? But in today's world, this is what people are faced with that are looking to have relationships, that are looking to get married, okay? There's a lot of times there's going to be children from other relationships, other marriages, okay? That's how the world is. It's okay, though. You can make it work. You can be a blessing. Okay. And we need men to step up. We do. I have the utmost respect for a man that marries the woman he loves and loves her children also. I do. I have the utmost respect. And that's not easy. Okay. I have the utmost respect for women that love the man they're with and the children they bring into the relationship too. I have the utmost respect for both the women and men that do this, because being a step parent is not easy. My poor stepmother, I feel so bad. Okay. I had mother issues because my father raised me and my mom wasn't there all the time, and I put my stepmother through the ringer, and I wish I didn't. As I got older, I realized what I had done, and I felt really bad. And I asked her for forgiveness because she loved me like I was her own child. And I do. I feel bad for that. Sometimes I get emotional thinking that, because she truly loved my father and me. And I have a little brother, and I never felt there was any favoritism. It was a beautiful thing, and I was a jerk as a little kid. I'm just going to be honest. But I was blessed. And later on, I asked for forgiveness. And I told her how much of a blessing she was to me. But it's a tough thing, okay? And I have the utmost respect for people that are stepmoms and stepdads. You got a tough job. You do. Okay. But we need you. In society, we need you to step up to the plate. We need more marriages. We need more families. We need to get it right, because we're going to hell in a handbasket right now, and it's not good. And we can look at statistics and say black women, white men are doing better, and they are. And that's beautiful. But we need to tighten up also across the board. We need more families in in our neighborhoods, in our towns, in our country. You know, we need our nation to be strong. And when our families are strong, our nation is strong. Okay. And in a perfect world, we just come together and we wouldn't even worry about the racial dynamic. We just love each other. But it's not that way, unfortunately. But anyway, I got one more video to show you, and then I'll drop the link.
Dating as a single mom, and a man asks, "Oh, what are you doing this weekend? What are you doing today?" When you show that you're putting your children as a priority, like, "Oh, I'm taking my daughter to the museum. We've been learning about, art. I don't know. We've been learning about animals. We're going to the zoo this weekend." Like, that kind of stuff is super attractive, and a man is going to look at that and be like, wow, she really cares about her kids. Like, wow, I might, think about actually creating a family with this woman. I might want to have kids.
Okay, what do you think about what she said? With a traditional man, a man with a good heart, he will see value in that. A good man will see value that she spends time with her children and has love for her children, because if he's a good man, he'll want to be in that family unit, and he won't care that she has a child from another relationship, and he'll see that is she's already, and a lot of single mothers will make great mothers because they're already mothers, seriously, and they've had to do it on their own. And when you step in and be the husband and father, a lot of times you'll find that she'll be a good wife and a good mother, and you can have a beautiful marriage and relationship. And so what? There's another kid in your family that not your biological child. Okay, that's okay. You love that child like your own, because those are your kids now. You don't. And I would suggest, if you're a step parent, do not call your son or daughter your stepson, stepdaughter. Don't do that crap. Just say that's your daughter, your son. And if you're a child, that's mom and dad. Don't say step. I hate that, because look, okay, and it's okay. You know who your biological mom or dad are, and you have a relationship with both. But when you're in that family setting, give them the respect. Okay. All right. And and especially the parents. Now, kids are kids, okay? But as an adult, treat it like that's your son, that's your daughter. Okay? Do that. Because if you say, if you have a child, if you're with a woman that has a child from another marriage, and say, "Oh, this is my son and daughter, and that's my stepson over there," how is that child going to feel? Or my stepdaughter, how's that child going to feel? Don't do that. I see people doing that. Don't do it. That's not right. That's your child now. You're in that marriage. You're in that family unit. Children need to be loved and feel like they're loved, and not feel like they're second best. Don't do that to children. It can have an impact on children. And it can have an impact on them later on in life, because they'll feel like less than their brother and sister that, wasn't that stepchild. We gotta, I'm just saying, don't do that to children, okay? You as an adult, the child might be mean to you, but you can get through it. I know I was awful to my stepmother, and you know what? Later on, I apologized. And she embraced that. And she never had a grudge against me. She said, "I understand, you're a child. I mean, and I feel so bad. God forgive me. I was horrible. I really was. And, but You know, at least I ask for forgiveness. But yes, it's a package deal. It's the package deal. Yes. Okay. Don't, guys, seriously. Okay, let's continue.
Kids with her too, because she's just such a good mother to her own children. So, yes, ladies, it's just really important for you to be prioritizing your children. If you're married, well, any woman that has children or any woman that is going to be a mother, you know, I think that this information is just super helpful. But like I said, if you are a single mom and you're looking to date, this is going to boost your ranking like tremendously, like 100 points, because you're such a good mom. Trust me.
Okay. Very good video. Very nice. And I like how she presents it in a positive thing. Like, let them know you're spending time with your child. You're doing things, going to the museum and doing, because you still got to keep that family dynamic going. And with the single mother, it's hard because you're it. You got to be the mom and dad. And I don't wish that on nobody. A lot of women are going through that today. In a perfect world, they'd have a man right beside them, loving them and doing the right thing. And in some situations, there's men that are single fathers doing it. My father did it with me, and it was just me and my dad for a while. It's tough. Okay. But I would just say to men out there, you're opening up your options to black women. Don't discard her because she has a child. Don't do that. Okay. Most women in their 30s, 40s, and so on have children. It just is what it is. But you could find a good wife and a good mother. And my wife didn't have children, but we got married young, in our 20s, so we didn't have children from other relationships. But if she did have children, I would have married her in a heartbeat. I love my wife. And let me, before I drop the link, let me say this. Okay. And look, you guys know I promote interracial dating and marriage. I do. I think it's awesome. I think it's beautiful. I think black women are amazing. I think black women are the most beautiful women on earth. And I'm talking inside and out. Okay. And, I thank God that I didn't listen to people that told me I can only love women that look like me. Thank God I didn't listen to that. Thank God I seen the truth. And thank God I chose the right woman to be my wife. And I'll tell you something. And I've told this story. And I was with my wife, right? And I was going to buy a suit, right? And I was looking through the suits and I found one that I liked. And my wife was there looking at suits with me. And I went and took it to the clerk up front, and they sent me to a room to get it tailored and stuff. And my wife went in there with me. And the guy had his measuring tape and all that. And he started doing it. And then my wife took it and said, no, let's take a little here. Let's tighten this up. And my wife's good at that stuff, right? My wife's even made clothes, she knows how to tailor things. And she just started, no, we'll do this here and there. And the guy just looked at her and says, okay, you want a job? You know what you're doing? And, I looked at that. And she was taking that suit that I picked out, and she was making it better. She was making it to where it fit me properly, right? To where it looked the best it could look. And I thought about that, and things were going through my mind. And I looked at my wife, and I just told her, I said, I love you. And she looked at me, she says, you okay? I mean, and there was an emotional thing I had at that time, and I was like, and she's like, and I hugged her, and she's like, are you okay? She's like, what's going on? And I just said, thank you, I love you. She said, wow, you must be really happy at the tailoring I'm doing with your suit. And I told her, I says, you know what? I'm thankful for you tailoring my life. And the reason that went through my mind is I remember all the years I've been married to my wife. And anything I've done, she's always had my back. And in fact, she's always had a game plan to help me be better at what I wanted, to help me reach my goal. And there's something amazing that Black women do with the men they love. It's like they try to make you better than you are. And that's what she's done my whole life. She tailored my life. She's taken me and made me better because she loves me, because she wants me to be better. She wants me to succeed. And she has a game plan to make me better. And I was like, wow, this is really what Black women do. When they pour into you, they want you to be the best you can be. And it just hit me at that moment. Just by tailoring a suit, I just realized she tailored my life. And I'm like, wow. And I've come to realize, I was always thinking, why are Black women so race loyal? Why don't they just open their options, just go for the best man, whatever he is, right? Come to find out, it's not that Black women are race loyal. Black women are love loyal. Black women will give their heart to the men that they love. They are the most loyal women on earth. And they will do everything to make you better. Unfortunately, sometimes Black women give their love and loyalty to the wrong men. And I see this. And it was just, it was like, and I just wanted to embrace my wife right then. And I was hugging my wife. I was kissing my wife. And then the guy came back and said, oh, whoa, excuse me. I said, no, it's okay. I'm just hugging my wife. I'm just like, wow. And I don't understand why other people don't see the beauty in that. Why other people can't see what Black women do. They can't see the beauty that's within. And but anyway, but yeah. And let me tell you guys, I've hit my knee on the ground many times thanking God for my wife. And every time I look at my wife and I see what she's doing, I'm like, wow. I'm at awe. I'm like, I don't deserve to have it this good. My wife truly is proof that there is a God and he loves me. And I say that, and it's true. But you know what? My eyes were open. I seen the beauty of Black women as a child. I seen the beauty of Black women growing up. And look, I didn't see the beauty in Black women because they love me. No, it's just their actions, how they conducted themselves. Now, there have been black women in my life that have really loved me and blessed me along the way, you know, but I didn't grow up in a black neighborhood. There weren't a lot of black people around me. And the black women I seen that had an impact on me were women of faith, women that I had contact in church and as a child as a babysitter, traditional black women. And it kind of molded me into who I am today. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a blessing. But anyway, enough of that. But, you know, I know a blessing when I see it. Okay, let me drop the link here. If you guys want to come up, if not, we'll wait a little while and I'll close out. Oh, dang it. Why did I do that? Okay, sorry about that. I kicked myself off my own live trying to drop the link. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. What I did instead of I did the copy and paste on the link, but instead of putting paste, I put print. Then I closed it out and closed everything out. But anyway, you know, I got kicked my own self off the panel. But here's the link if you want to come up and talk about this. And let me say this too, guys. I know you guys have sent me emails and I looked at them. I haven't responded, but I will tonight and tomorrow. So if you're wondering why I didn't get your email, I just been busy. I am going to get to it. So, you know, and I do read all the emails and I will respond. Okay. But I'd love to hear from single mothers who are dating currently. I would too. You know what? And if there's any ladies that are single mothers that are dating now or married from you were a single mother, and you know it could be you were a single mother because you were in a divorce that didn't work out or whatever the reason. You know, I agree with you. I'd love to hear from that. I really was hoping we'd get single mothers talk about this because I think this is so important because there's a lot of single mothers out there, a lot of black women that are single mothers, a lot of good women that, you know, that are loving, have a big heart, that would, you know, be the ultimate wife, seriously. And like I said, your value does not go down because you have a child, ladies. Okay. And don't listen to these guys that say, well, you're a single mother, so we should have easier access. No. Don't buy into that old Kevin Samuels talking point garbage where he would tell women, oh, well, you hit the wall, you're 40 and you're a single mother and your value's gone down. No. You know, and if it has, then you need to move on to another community where your value will be where it needs to be. But yeah. Have early tomorrow. Okay. We have an early day tomorrow going to. All right. Good night, Indiana mom. Okay. I was hoping you'd come up, but anyway, I'll get you on another show. Good night, Beverly. Have a good night. Have a blessed night. Guys, I want to say this too. I've been off for a while of YouTube. Okay. And I missed Tuesday's prayer meeting. What had happened is I had dental surgery I had to do. We were having a thing at work or a potluck thing, and I was eating, and I had a tooth that broke in half. Okay. And half the tooth came out, is like in the back of my mouth. I've had injuries in the past. When I was young, I got kicked in the mouth, so I had some dental damage. And I had a training accident while I was in the Army. So my back teeth are messed up. I got some fake teeth in there, some implants, because, but that's what happened. So they had to go in, the dentist, to clean it up, get the roots out. So, that's why I didn't have the prayer meeting. And then it was no big deal. They got it out. It's all good. But that's what happened. And then, I just didn't feel like doing YouTube for a while. I was like, as much as I love it, sometimes I just want to get away from it, and I spent time with my wife and, but that's what happened. I'm going to have a prayer meeting tomorrow. Okay. About 2:00 Eastern time tomorrow. So if you're interested in that, if you can't make it, you watch the replay. And then I want to get in contact with Better Men of Black Woman, and so we could wanted to do a show with her about vanilla thugging. I think that'd be a fun show. It'd be funny. But anyway, all right. Nobody wants to come up and talk about this issue. Okay. All right. Good night. Be blessed. Yeah. Yeah. All right. But anyway, guys. All right. I'll give it a few minutes. If anybody wants to come on and talk about this, if not, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Let's see here. I'm going to be doing a show here this week, and I want to talk about the price that you have to pay to date interracially. Okay. I want to talk about this, and because you have to go through some stuff. And I've always told people, if you're not all in when you date interracially, don't mess with it. You got to be all in. You got to love that person with all your heart, because people are going to hate you because you're in an interracial relationship, in an interracial marriage. People will attack you. Okay. But in today's world, most people don't care. But there are people that will show you hate. There are people that will attack you, both black and white. Okay, that don't like the interracial thing. Okay, it's out there. Okay, so you have to be in the right mindset. You have to have the courage to open up your options, to step out. And let's be honest, most people go with the path of least resistance. Okay. Most people stay with their own racial group. Why? Because they're around each other more than any other group of people, number one. Number two, it's easy to be with your own group because nobody gives you crap about it. Nobody has an opinion on it. Nobody calls you a sellout, bedwench, fetishizer, and all this other stupid shit. It's easy. Okay. But when your love is true, you're going where your heart is. Okay. And with me, black women are the best option. and I went with the best option. Was it harder to go with the best option? Yes. Did I get more hatred directed towards me for it? Yes. Did I have to put up with a lot of crap that most people don't have to put up with? Yes. Okay. Did I have to take the beat down physically, mentally, and emotionally? Yes. And sometimes you got to take that beat down. Sometimes you got to give it. That's life. And when you step out and open up your options, it's going to happen. And you got to be willing to stand by the one you love and go through that. Okay? And I'm serious. I've taken a beat down in all different ways, physically, emotionally, spiritually. But you know what? It was all worth it. You know what? I've been blessed like I never thought I would be. And I'm telling you. And if you ask me, was it worth it? Damn straight it was worth it. Would you go through it again? Yeah, 1,000 times more. But those of us that open up our options, we have to be in the right mindset. And not everybody can do this. But you know what? Within my family, I have the strongest marriage. I have the most success, really, within marriage, even with wealth. That's the amazing thing that Black women do. They really do bring the best out of you. You open up your heart to a Black woman that loves you, she'll make you better than you ever thought you could be. I'm speaking the truth. You know? And you know what? I've seen that in my wife, but I've seen that in other Black women. I've seen that in Black women are amazing. And once you see Black women and once you feel love from a Black woman, the only thing you can conclude is it came straight from heaven. What's that? Let me ask. Do you think it's harder to date interracially as a man or for a woman? I would say I think it's easier for men to interracially date, just for the fact, especially white men. I believe it's easier to date interracially for us as white men than Black women, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, us as men, we're supposed to approach. It's on our shoulders. You know, if you're a traditional man, it's that way all the time. You're the one that approaches the woman. You pursue the woman. Okay. So it was easy for me on that end. Now let me say this. Now, was there fear of rejection, and did I have to get my courage up? And yes, yeah. But it was more simplistic because I approach the woman, she either accepts me or rejects me, and I move on. Okay. It's pretty basic for what a man should do. Now, a woman, on the other hand, you know, women don't want to approach men or throw themselves at men. So, you know, you got to kind of put yourself there and kind of, you know, catch his eye, give him a smile, or drop the handkerchief. I think it's harder to do that. And then plus, Black women, they're shamed a lot more for dating and marrying out. They're called race sellouts. They're called bed wenches. They're called, now, granted, I've been called names for dating Black women. People have called me a sellout and told me I'm throwing my genetics around, slinging it around, and, you know, committing genocide towards the white race. I've heard people have told me crazy things. Okay, but that's like a once in a blue moon thing. It's a rarity. It does happen, but it's rare. But with black women, they get attacked much more often. Okay. There's more hatred directed towards black women than white men. Okay. Us as white men, basically, we do what we want. Let's be honest. We just need to get the courage to do what we want. That's all it is. Once I figured out that I could date black women, once I figured out there's black women out there that like me, once I figured that out, I was able to live my life the way I wanted to. I was able to be more free in my decisions. But it took courage to get there. But with black women, I think it's much more hard. And black women are shamed and guilted. Why are you with the enemy? And why are you with the slave owner, the colonizer, and all this stuff? And it's like, and black women have a big heart. They love, black people because they're black women. Of course, they're going to love their community and stuff. So it's much harder for black women. And us as white men, we don't give a damn about other white men that way, really. We don't live in the collective. I don't stick up for white men because they're white. That's dumb as hell. I mean, now if they're right, I'll stick up for them, yes. But it's more, I think we're more into being an individual than living in the collective. And tell me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of times black people live in that collective, and it's like we got to stick together, and and if a black person is attacked, they jump in. It seems like if a black man's attacked, other black men will jump in, and that's a good thing. But I don't think they do it so much with black women. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think they kind of leave black women hanging. And maybe I just seeing things the wrong way. I don't know. But us as white people, we don't stick up for each other because we're white. We really don't do that. Maybe back in the day we did that thing. We're more individuals. And look, in my family, we're so different, it's not even funny. But we don't have that. And maybe it's just through time. Maybe back when we were segregated, I think we're more when we were segregated, I think we were more in the collective. But in today's world, we're not like that. We don't. And me as a person, my friends and the people I hang out with and deal with, I don't have a certain group that I mean, if you're a friend of me and I like you, you're my friend. I don't but with women it's different because I've seen so many amazing things from black women. Black women had my heart at 5, and it is what it is. That's my preference. That's who I always wanted to be with. And you know what? I've been blessed the whole way. People told me I was wrong all the way, and I ended up being right. So I don't know. I think I did the right thing. In fact, I know I did the right thing. But yeah, we're different in that way. We don't. I mean, we're just kind of keep to ourselves in that thing, that situation. And I think, and I've noticed things throughout doing YouTube. I've noticed when we've had shows and we've talked about interracial relationships, and black women will come in and express what they've been through, and they'll say how black men have treated them bad and done them wrong, and that they'll vent, they'll open up, and see, I don't have a problem with that. If somebody did you wrong and you want to talk about it, hey. But sometimes other black women say, okay, well, you're beating up on black men, and I got a black son and a black dad and all this stuff. And and I think it's that collective thinking, because that person's a man in my family, and you're talking about this man, that it applies to all. But us as white people, it don't work that way. We could you could come on the show and roast Becky all night till the cows come home. And I don't link that to my mother, my grandmother, and my cousins, the white women in my life that I love. I'll laugh at Becky all day, but I don't connect it to that. It's like, and when I see people trashing white men, I don't get like, oh my God, don't talk about us like that. I don't care. If it don't apply to me, I really don't care. I think that's the difference. But I'm more of an individual in that aspect. I'm living my life. I don't care what other white people do. They're just other people. Does that make sense? So I don't link it to that. But I think in the black community, they're more in the collective. Like we got to stand together and we're in the struggle together and all this stuff. Us as white people, we don't think that way. And I think a lot of times in interracial relationships, there could be problems like black women want you that understand the racial history and what they went through. And us as white, we don't understand that. We say, okay, there was evil and racism. We got that. We know that exists, but we don't. How can I say this? I guess we can't just. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. No, everybody deals with racism, but it's different. But that don't mean we don't love you. That don't mean we don't care about you. When we marry black women, our marriages last longer because we love black women. I love black women with all my heart. I think they're the most beautiful women on earth. I love seeing black women do amazing things and being successful. I don't even have to know who they are. That's how much love I have for black women. But I don't know what struggle you went through. I don't know what you've been through in your life. But that don't mean I don't care. There's a lot of Tyrones that know exactly what you're talking about, but don't give a damn about you. I'm just being honest. Okay? I mean, because somebody don't know what you go through, don't mean they don't love you. And just because they know what you go through, don't mean that they do love you. Does that make sense? I'm just, but it's a different mindset, I think. Just how we live, our culture. I've never been taught that, hey, they're attacking a white person. You need to jump in and defend them. Like, okay, well, are they wrong? Did they do something wrong? What did they do? Did it deserve this attack or whatever? Hey, Believe, how's it going? Good to see you. Been a little bit. I want to say something too. There's a young lady that used to come on the panel back in the day, and I'm not going to say her name, but she was amazing. Okay, have a lot of love and respect for her, and sometimes through YouTube we have, how can I say, sometimes we have to cut ties with people and people go their separate ways, sort of say. But this young lady, and I never wanted to take sides within, people on my platform. I wanted to be a big, happy family. But this young lady was on my panel and she meant a lot to me. And I deeply miss her. I do. And I talked to my wife about this too. And she's like, oh yeah, how's she doing? And I was like, well, she left. And but this young lady was, a big supporter, and she would come on the panel at times, and and I'm not going to say her name, but she's from the Steel City, and if you're listening, young lady, I just want you to know I love you. You're awesome. And the discussions we had on the panels in the past, I really appreciate them. And for what it's worth, I embrace those times we had together, in the YouTube doing the panels and stuff. And, I just wanted to say that because and there's a lot of people that have left this channel that I was close to. And, it breaks your heart a little bit. It does. Some people say you get too wrapped up in the YouTube and too attached to people. Well, that's just me. I value friendship. And even if it's just on YouTube and we're talking in a panel, I embrace that. I value that. And I think a lot of times we don't value relationships, whether it be a friendship or a coworker or just people you like to hang out with. I think we just sometimes we can someone will say something that upsets us and we just dismiss them without even working it out, without even having closure. We kind of ghost people. Um that's the worst feeling. I don't like that. And I've done it to people in the past and I know it's not right. But it's life. It happens. But I do embrace those times and look, I don't have no anger towards people. Things happen. I but I do embrace those old times. The old panels we had. And then the new ones we have. I see new people coming in. Um, people that are in the same community as us that are in the interracial relationship, interracial marriage. And we have that in common. And we have that bond we share, and I love it. I think it's awesome. I mean, I love doing YouTube. I have taken breaks and I need to. Just for my mental health. just because of the craziness, right? Um, but I think it's meant to be. We're meant to be here on this time, and regardless of how many people are watching or how long this lasts, I'm going to embrace the time we have together. I'm going to embrace this YouTube thing. And I'm going to thank God every day that I can come on and do a live. I could do a video and I can connect with somebody. You know what makes me really happy is when people send me an email and I've had young ladies tell me, thank you for showing us love. Thank you for being kind. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you, you know, thank you for letting us see your life, getting to know your wife, Sandy. Thank you for that. Um, I mean, that's the greatest feeling, and when I get those, I embrace that. That's, you know, and I look at it this way. If there are black women out there and I say kind words and it makes you feel good and you know, that's what I want to do. I mean, I've seen too many times black women do amazing things and not get the credit for it. I've seen black women, well, we see them in society getting their education, getting their degrees. I know two black women that were single mothers living in welfare, now out in the corporate world doing amazing things. They pick themselves up and they move forward. Black women are amazingly resilient. That's I love about it. I love black women's character. And I can see the beauty in a 20-year-old black woman and an 80-year-old black woman. There's something about black women. There's a sweet spirit about black women. Now there are mean black women that'll treat you bad, sure. But there are so many black women that are amazing. And for the life of me, I don't understand why there aren't more men out there expressing their love for black women. I don't understand why there aren't black men out there saying, man, black women are amazing. They're great. It's like, what? In fact, most of the time I see them tearing down black women. I'm like, what's going on? And attacking me for saying I love black women. It's the craziest thing. I Your videos never fails. To Mel. Oh, thanks. That's sweet. But serious. And but you know why I say so many things about black women, amazing things, is because black women have been amazing to me. Black women have shown me how to love the right way. Black women have shown me true love. Black women have been instrumental in my faith. You know, the resiliency of black women has been amazing to me. You know, and I just and I tell you, I tell you my life story, and it's like I look back and I'm like, wow. I'm not even in the black community, and I could see the beauty in black women. Just what little bit of access I've had. It's been beautiful and amazing. You know? And I do. And here's my thing. I want to promote interracial relationships. I want black women to open up their options and go where they're loved and where they want to go. People have told me, well, you're trying to tear down the black family and turn black women away from black men. No, I'm not. I'm not trying to do that at all. I just see the marriage rates. I see 27% of black women married. I see black women that are single mothers being done wrong by men in their community. And I'm thinking, these women, if you look at them statistically, and you look at them at their character, they're literally the most successful women out there. Really, by the numbers, black women are. And then you look at their heart, there's no women that are more loyal than black women. You can tell me what all you want. But what black women put up with and the men they love, they pour into, you can't tell me there's women more loyal than black women. There's not. Now, there are women that are loyal, and you can find good women in all groups. I'm not saying you can't. But black women truly are the best. Okay? They have the biggest heart. They're the most nurturing. They are the most educated. Okay? They're killing it in the corporate world. The most entrepreneurs in businesses. We don't talk about that, though, do we? We don't have a lot of black men giving black women love and praise, do we? And maybe it's a culture thing. Maybe as white men, we were taught to put women on a pedestal. I talk about this all the time. My grandfather always talked about how awesome my grandmother was. Now, my grandmother was crazy, okay? But listening to my grandfather, you would think she walked on water. He had the utmost love and respect for his wife. He put her on that pedestal. My father did that with my stepmother. You know what? I've seen that through generations in my family. And you know what? I did the same thing. The only difference is the black woman's on my pedestal. And I think it comes biblically. You know, the virtuous woman, how she's a treasure and worth rubies and precious stones. That's how we look at women. And when I look at women and I see black women, I see the virtuous woman. I do. I told my father, I said, remember the times you would quote me scripture about, finding a wife and the virtuous woman and all that? I told my dad, I said, you know what? You told me to marry a black woman. He looked at me weird. He says, what? When did I say that? I said, and I explained the virtuous woman. And I said, look at my wife. And he says, wow. I guess I did. Okay. Like, you know, but thank you guys. I appreciate your kind words. But look, if I can make you feel good and lift you up, mission accomplished. Ladies, you deserve the praise that I give you, and you deserve more than what I give you. Seriously. You don't get half the praise you deserve. You don't get half the credit you deserve. And it's a shame. But let me tell you this. Things are going to change. I don't know if you notice this, but Black women in different countries, they're kind of being treated like celebrities in some countries. It's like people, I'm serious. There's this one Black lady that does this channel, and she was like in Asia somewhere, and they're all trying to take pictures of her, and everybody's friendly with her, and it's like, but this is going to happen. Now, maybe you're not going to be treated like that, but what's happening is men are starting to see your beauty, Black women. Men, white men, Asian men, other groups of men are starting to see the value of Black women. We're seeing those degrees you're getting. Okay? We're seeing the loyalty that you give to the men you're with. And we see, how you carry yourself. We see your character. And as men, we want women like you. We want women that have character, that are loving, nurturing. We want to be with women that will bring out the best in us, that will tailor our life. We see it. Don't kid yourself. I look at my family and what they thought about me marrying my wife back in the day in 94 to what they think now. Oh, it's like night and day. They understand why I chose the Black woman today. They get it. And they know I made the right decision. Back in the day, they're like, what are you doing? Do you think it's going to work with a Black woman? She ain't even going to love you. They don't, like, come on. And it's funny because when I married my wife, it was like, people were like, what are you doing? They thought I was crazy. Now they think I was pretty damn smart for my decisions. Heck, my family enjoys my wife's company more than mine. I remember my grandparents, hey, come over, bring Sandy over. We went, like my cousins, hey, are you and Sandy coming? I go visit, and they talk to her and don't even really say nothing to me. I'm like, like, come on. But I mean, so ladies, people are seeing your value. It's starting to show. The Cheesecake Factory was fake. Yeah, it was fake. We kind of knew that. I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, it was fake, and I think it was designed to discourage interracial dating. Because if you looked at it, it was like, okay, she turned up her nose at the Cheesecake Factory, and now she should have standards. If that's not what she wants, that's fine. But I think they were trying to send a message to non-Black men. Look, you date Black women, they're going to want this, and they're going to expect that, and this ain't going to be good enough. And in reality, Black women are pretty reasonable. They don't, on a first date, they usually ain't going, most women would have walked in the Cheesecake Factory and been happy. But Black women are pretty reasonable. They don't expect you to roll out the red carpet on the first date. I just, But when you date a while, they want you to have standards and, go above and beyond, and you should. But reality, black women are amazingly reasonable, you know. But hey, Ban Up, how's it going? Good to see you tonight. Yeah, guy. Ban Up Muse. This young lady has had my back ever since I started, and I subscribed to her channel, and go over there, show her some love, and I know most of you know who she is, but she's amazing, and she's got a sweet spirit about her, and I just want to thank her for the support she's given me, and she's really helped my channel grow, sharing videos and stuff and showing me love, and but yeah, oh yeah, I shot you out. Yes, Ban Up, go show her love. She's awesome. She's amazing. Yeah. I definitely know how it feels to be a single mother, because I'm one gets through sometimes. But yeah, you love your babies. We love our babies. We all do. And look, if you're going to open up your options, just know, if you're going to open up your options, just, and especially to a single mother, you got to understand, she has to have standards, high standards. All women should have high standards. But you got to be patient, and no 50-50 crap with a single mother, because she's probably paid for a babysitter to be on that date with you. Who's this? Envy? Are you DZ's husband? What the heck is that? No. Are you a troll? Envy, are you a troll? Who are you asking that question? What the heck? Okay. All right. I'm going to put the link up one more time before I close. I always give plenty of chances. Hey, Alexander, how's it going? Genesis. Hey, young lady. How's it going? Good to see you. I got your email. I'm going to respond to it. I just haven't had time, but I did get it. Okay. It's good to see you, Genesis. Hey, check out Genesis channel. Okay. Go over there, show her some love. She was on the panel the other show we did, and oh my God, we had an amazing discussion, and she had so many amazing points. I had a great time. And Genesis, you're always welcome over here. Genesis McGee, yeah. So check out her channel. But yeah, I'll send you an email. And guys, I've been behind on the email thing. I've had my dental thing I had to do. So, but yeah, check out her channel. DZ's husband is a doctor in Georgia. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, it was designed to make black women look ungrateful. We want respect in relationship, need to show their best. Yes, I believe that too. I think it was made to make black women look unreasonable. It was to make them look like, oh well, that Cheesecake Factory's beneath me type thing. Um, yeah. And all he had to wait an hour and all this stuff. Yeah, come on. I just yeah, I do believe it was designed. I think not just to make black women look bad, but to discourage interracial relationships. Because look how many channels there are out there that are out there to discourage interracial relationships, interracial marriage. They're all over the place. The swirling gone wrong thing. They've been doing that forever, ever since I started watching YouTube. Swirling gone wrong. This is what's going to happen to you. Like, what? They'll never show the success swirl stories, will they? They'll never show you the marriages that are still going strong. Link to Genesis channel. I don't have it on me. Let me see. Hey, Genesis, do you want to put the link to your channel up there so they can go to your check it out? Let me see. I can look it up. It was a black male behind the whole Cheesecake Factory skit. Yeah, don't surprise me. And you know what? You know who's discouraged me from dating black women the most? It's not white people. There have been white people that discourage me, don't get me wrong. You know who the biggest people that discourage me from dating black women is? Black men and white women. Seriously. Black men a lot, yeah. I remember when I was young and in my teens dating black women. I remember black guys in high school. Oh man, don't mess with black women. Just stay with white women or Hispanic women, or yeah, they're trouble. They would try to discourage me, and I'm like, what? And I found it weird because I never discouraged them from dating white women. I'm just like, I do your thing. I thought, oh, that's cool, but it wasn't so cool when I dated black women. It's weird. Yeah. Black women. I had a few black women that didn't like the fact I was dating black women, but mostly it was black men and white women. I mean, white women, look, the biggest deterrent in my family was women. Most men didn't care. My uncle was, he was a weirdo. He didn't think it was a good idea for me to date black women, but he was the only one. But yeah, the channel is Genesis McGee. Just look up Genesis McGee, guys, and check out her channel. Yeah. But yeah, black men were I would say the most that discouraged me. And number two, I would say white women. But there's a lot of white women that thought it was a beautiful thing too. I think with Becky, you get like you get a mixed bag with that. Some think it's great. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. You love each other. Some like, don't like it so much. Yeah. A black guy at my job told a white guy that black women were trappers. Yeah. I've heard, look, even in YouTube, I had this one black dude tell me that, hey man, yeah, don't mess with black women. But I guess he didn't watch my channel. I'm like, I've been married several years to a black woman. Too late for that. But yeah, I've had people discourage me. Even YouTube send me emails like, yeah, just stay with your own race. You're better off. But through the years, there have been black men that told me, hey, you're just better off not messing with them. They're trouble. And I'm like, they're so wrong. I mean, but yeah. I have to figure out how to post the link. Um, Let me see if I could post it. Hey, Alexander, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I just thought I'd talk about the dating interracially, black women that are single mothers. Um, and my heart's been on this because there's so many amazing black women that are single mothers that you could find a good wife and a good mother to your children. If you're man enough to be in that relationship, if you can love her children as much as your children you're going to have with her, if you can do that, by all means, and love and protect her, um yeah. And he has 4 baby mamas and won't tell no one how many kids he had. Oh, wow. um is that true? Black men don't want the competition. Maybe that's what it is. um but yeah, that's what I've been talking about, Alexander. Because in today's world, there's a lot of single mothers and a lot of women, that have been in divorces. Relationship didn't work. The guy bounced on her. I mean, there's a treasure of women out there that are amazing, and I think a lot of times we don't realize it, and we kind of pass by it. It's I've always said black women are that hidden treasure. And a lot of times us as white men, we don't think about dating outside our race because white people are the majority, and where we live, that's mainly what we see. It's not that we won't date out, we just don't think about it. And I think more white men need to think about it. They need to open it up. And more non-black men get to know black women, get to know who they are, get to know their character. I mean, black women are amazing. I've had friendships with black women. I could talk for hours. That they're just amazing. Um, Black women in my wife's family. I've got to know through the years, and it just have. I don't know. It just black women are amazing. I'm just from young to old. There's something about them, and other men don't know the blessings that black women bring. Unfortunately, they don't. And I wish more people's eyes were open. More people would open up their options. Um, you know. Unfortunately, divorce. Yeah. Well, divorces happen. That's life. I mean, and we shouldn't, you know, but black women are still trying to get black men's love and attention. Yes, they are. We are black men's greatest resource. Yes, you are. Black women have the power to bring. Yeah, black women, you have the power. You this is what people don't know. This is what a lot of black women don't know. You have the power to change the world right now on who you date, who you allow to have access to you. You can change it. I mean, look, the population of black women in our country is 7%. White men is like 30% to, I think, 30 to 35%. That's non-Hispanic white men, right? And then you throw Hispanic men in there, you throw Asian men in there, Middle Eastern, and all that stuff. Ladies, you open up your options, you have access to all these men and communities. And don't think they won't date you, because they will. A lot of them just don't think they have access. A lot of them just aren't around you. I mean, it is a lot of it is access, you know. I had one woman tell me one time, she says, where are the white men at that will date black women? And I says, well, where do you live? And I said, do you live in a mostly black community? Well, yeah, I do. Okay. So are you going where these white men are? Because they're not going stroll up in your neighborhood and try to date you like that. And if you're in a mostly black neighborhood, white people ain't just going in black neighborhoods trying to pick up black women. They're really not. Because black women are in our neighborhoods. They're all over. What if I want to date a black woman? I never had to leave my neighborhood. Now, was there less percentage of black women where? Yes, but they're there. And you got to think about it. You got to be where they're at. That's really what it is. You got to think strategically. But they're there. I wish I could say go to 5th and 198th Street, and there's the white men that love you and want to date you. I can't do that. They're all over. You just got to be where they're at and let them know you're there. Sometimes a smile, sometimes just a conversation will do amazing things. Sometimes just that hello will. Look, when I was dating and I seen a black woman and she would look at me and smile, I was like, that was the green light. Now, does that mean she was interested in me? No, but she could be. So that's a lot of times when I made my move, I'd get a smile or have eye contact, thinking, oh, okay. Just saying. Drop the handkerchief, ladies. Anyway, sorry, Alexander, I'm getting long-winded. But
No, you're okay. You good.
yeah.
And black most black men are manipulators, and it's best if you ignore what most black men say about black women, because because if you hear what they say, you know it's usually nothing good. But there are black men like me out there who speak good on black women. But like I said, the majority of them, they
Yeah.
don't have nothing nice to say about them. So
Yeah, you're right. You're a rarity, yes. Yeah. And I wish I want all men to love and respect black women. I want black women to have the best options available. But a lot of black men, you're right, are manipulators. And Believe said 7%, that's it. Yes, that's it. Black women are approximately 7% of the population. There's not a lot of black women, really, if you look at numbers. I mean, we see black women every day, don't get me wrong. But 7%, that's it. Ladies, and if you open up your options, just think 7%, and white men, non-Hispanic, is about 30%. So you go from 7 to 30%. And then you add in Asian, Hispanic, and different groups of non-black men. Ladies, do the math. I'm just saying. But in the black community, if you're race loyal, you outnumber black men by over 2 million. Okay? And black men are dating and marrying out more than you are. So guess what? They have an advantage over you. And if they know you're race loyal, how much work do they really got to put in for you? If he's halfway, if he's mediocre and got just a job, that's value. But when you open up your options, guess what? They got to compete for you now. That's the point. But yeah, only 7% believe that's it. Miss Brio asked, but won't we have to be more forward since men don't know we're interested in them? That's a good question. I'm going to say yes, okay? And I'm not saying throw yourself at them, but you might have to smile or, make it a little more obvious you're dropping the handkerchief, okay? They got to have some kind of clue you're interested. You got to catch their eye, okay? So yeah, I would say you'd have to be, because sometimes white men, they might look at you and smile and just be friendly. They're not even thinking about dating you. Not that they wouldn't. It's not an everyday thing, a common thing, right? And plus, our cultures are different. How white men approach is a whole lot different how black men approach generally. Okay? So if you're used to that black man just being forward and just coming at you, white men ain't going to do that. We don't do that with Becky either. Okay? We kind of work our way in, and we do it gradually. Where black men generally just go for it. Maybe we need more of a balance. I always told white men, if you're going to approach black women, be a little more forward and let her know your intentions. Don't try to just, it's best just to let her know, but be loving and respectful when you do it. Okay? Don't talk about how fine she looks in her body and all that crap. No. You could tell her she looks beautiful and she caught your eye. Loving and respectful. Okay? Now, Tyrone can say more things to her than you can. So don't try to be, don't try to be a B-Rad. Think that's going to get you somewhere. Loving and respectful. Okay? You can be forward and step up to the plate and take your shot. But do it with love and respect. And you know what? Might get somewhere. I had to learn that. You know what? You just got to go for it. You just got to do it. There were many times I just didn't step up to the plate because I was scared. I didn't want to be rejected. I thought, man, I'm going to look stupid. She's not going to like me and all this stuff. But it came to one day where I'm so attracted to these women, but, I just had to do something. And once I was able to do something, it paid off. Okay? I mean, there was still rejection, but, at least there was success along the way. I don't want to date right now, but it's really nice to hear this encouragement. Yeah, don't jump in the dating. Make sure you're ready. Make sure, and you don't want to go into dating when emotions are riding and when you're not ready. Take your time with that. But look, all this stuff I'm saying, ladies, I'm not lying. Okay? Everything I told you, it's true. And we're starting to see, and when I say we're starting to see, I'm talking men in general, non-black men in general, whether it be white, Asian, or whatever. We're seeing this. I talk to people at work in my neighborhood. I talk to people that are interested in interracially dating. And ladies, if you heard some of my conversation, you'd be like, wow, really? Don't let black men tell you nobody wants you. That's a bunch of crap. It's just a way to tear down your self-esteem and keep you race loyal. Um, always been attracted. I've always attracted the best white men, Asian men. Never was attracted to black men. Too bitter and lazy. Okay. You know what's amazing? And it's not amazing. It is, well, how can I say this? Not amazing, but it's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. But people will say that's amazing. That's wow. But to me, it makes perfect sense. Is I've always been attracted to black women my whole life, and that's who I dated exclusively. Look, I only dated 2 white women, and it was because uh, I was guilted into it. I kid you not, but it didn't work out. I tried it, and I was like, oh, I didn't feel right. I felt out of place. I felt like I was out of my element. I felt like I was dating like women that were like foreign to me. And I know that sounds weird because they're white women and I'm a white guy. I just didn't feel comfortable. And maybe because my heart was in the black women early on that I just got used to black women and it just didn't feel right. I just wasn't attracted to them. And look, and I'll be honest, I haven't been intimate with white women at all. And people say, that's weird, you're strange, you're a weirdo. No, that's just, my heart just was always in the black women. That's who I pursued. That's who I dated. That's who I married. I don't think it's weird at all. I think it's a beautiful thing. My heart was set. I knew what I wanted. It just, when I was young, how to get there. You know, and I'm telling you, and it's not just looks that attracted me to black women. I mean, at first they caught my eye, but really what really made me fall in love with black women was their spirit. Just being around them. Just, you know, their heart. You know, just experiencing the love from black women is amazing. It just, yeah. But black men decided to be, but you know what, ladies? But we're seeing the beauty in you, okay? And when I say we, I'm saying more men are seeing this. Okay, I seen your beauty back in 1974. You say 74? Yeah, when I was 5 years old. Um, you had my heart then. So, and I think, and if you talk to white men that have dated and married black women, and guys like me, you'll find that there's been a connection to black women early on. It wasn't just something, hey, I think I'll try dating her. It wasn't like that at all. I fell in love with black women as a child. And growing up, I always thought black women were amazing. And it just grew. And to me, that's the best way to fall in love with somebody is, you know, as a child, when your love is pure, there's no lust, you're not thinking about her body or nothing like that. You're a child. And your love is in the purest form it will be. And then when you grow up and, you know, you start seeing the beauty in black women along the way. And then when the physical desires gets there, when you become a man, then it all falls in place. Then I think that's the best way to love a woman all the way. Because a lot of times when we're young and dumb, we're just into the physical. She's fine and I want to get with her and bam. But when you have love that comes from when you're a child, I think it's more in a pure form. And then you don't have to jump in that physical right away. It's just the love's already there. Does that make sense? I don't know. It does to me. But yeah, that's right. Why would anyone be loyal to someone that continually sabotage everything you want and why? Right? Black women keep going despite adversity. Yes, Black women are amazing. I've seen Black women adapt and overcome to situations you would think, how did they get through that? I've seen that. And I think it's a beautiful thing, but it's sad that Black women have to do it on their own. And I see other women that get better support than Black women do. And it's sad. And one show way back, I showed a video about Malcolm X saying how Black women were the most unprotected and disrespected, and this was back in the 60s, right? And I'll show that video again, but what he was saying is that he was saying we need to protect Black women. And he was saying that white men, he was actually giving white men credit. He was like, we need to protect our women like white men protect their women. And looking back at that, and that was before his time, before he went on his pilgrimage to Mecca and all that. I think, but it made sense. And look, I'll tell you this. I believe this. How you treat your women will determine how well your nation does. I believe that. And I think white men, even in white men in their evilest day, have been successful because of how culturally we've treated our women. Okay. And I think God blesses that. Even the evil people, you treat your women right, you're going to do right. I believe that. Okay. Now you'll be held accountable when you're evil. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is the biggest problem we have is how we treat our women. Seriously. And when we start not treating women right, God's going to deal with us. And it's not going to be good because women are a blessing. God created, and I don't mean to get all biblical here, but if you read the Bible, God created Eve so Adam wouldn't be lonely, so he would have a wife, so you would have that family, right? Well, that applies in today's world. The women that God gives us, right? We're supposed to take care of them. We're supposed to protect them. We're supposed to love them. We're supposed to defend them at all costs, even if it cost us our life. We're supposed to do that. But unfortunately, we've twisted it around, and some cases, women are the breadwinners and protecting the men. It just makes no sense to me. But I think when it comes to Black women, and even in our nation, how you treat Black women will determine whether you're blessed or cursed. I believe that, and I've said that. And I've seen men that have mistreated Black women, they don't turn out being right. A lot of times in the Black community, it's not going so well, and it's because how they treat Black women. You can't go and impregnate women and then leave them and not take care of your children. You can't do that. There's going to be judgment on that. There's going to be a consequence. And I think the other way around, how you treat Black women will depend on how blessed you are and how we are as a nation. And don't get me wrong, that's, we'll be judged how we treat all women. But when I look at Black women, They are the most unprotected, most disrespected. Okay. Black women are, but black women are the most loyal, the most loving, the most nurturing, and the most spiritual. And I don't know what your faith is, but women of God, a lot of them are black women and they're connected with God. And you don't think there's going to be judgment if you don't treat black women right? I'm telling you, it's coming. And it's coming with an iron fist. And if you're not right, there's going to be a consequence for you. I don't care what. And look, we're all going to be judging this. I don't care if you're black, white, or whatever. I don't care if you're dating or married to a black woman. You better treat her right. I mean, you should treat all people right. Don't get me wrong, but black women, I think there's going to be an emphasis on this because they are the most unprotected. They are the ones getting the shortest end of the stick, but doing the most of the work. Just saying. You tell me if I'm wrong or not, but that's truly what I believe. Yeah, but anyway, gosh, it's getting late. I'm gonna have to close down soon.
Yeah, I know I didn't get to talk as much, but you know, my message for black women is to move forward and don't look back, because um the moment that black women start looking back is the moment that it will mess up their progress in real time. And
Yeah.
and also, I like I do stories on 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 the crime now and everything, and the stories that I review is sad, because the black woman is the victim in every last single one of them.
Yeah. Let me say something real quick. Believe, thank you so much, young lady, for coming on. It's good seeing you. And what you said is right. And I'm so glad you're doing this topic because single mothers get dumped on about having worth because of we had children. And yeah, and that don't take away your value at all. Um, you know, and look, and I wanted to talk on this because there's a lot of single mothers out there that are dumped on. But these men are missing out on their blessings. Okay, the ones that dump on you, don't kid yourself, they're going to hit the wall. Okay, the reason they dump on you is they want to exploit you. Okay, the reason they dump on you is they want to take advantage of you. The reason they tell you your value's gone down is because they want to exploit you, because they want to take advantage of you or put you down so they could feel better about themselves. A lot of these guys that say this have children with multiple women. So don't let that bring you down, ladies. You're beautiful. You're amazing. And the men that choose you, ladies, are going to be blessed. They're going to live their best life with you. And, but I would just say, ladies, just be careful who you date. And don't bring your children around a man till he's a good man. You know what I'm saying? Keep that separate. You got to protect your children. You got to protect your family. Okay? Because you want the right man coming in. That way you can have a healthy family dynamic, have a healthy marriage. Okay? But your value does not go away because you have children. And look, your value goes up because you're taking care of your children. You're taking care of human beings that need your love, that need you. Okay? And just embrace your family, ladies. Embrace your children. Tell them you love them, and you know your value is always up there. You don't lose it because you have children. Don't let nobody tell you, and don't lower your standards. Okay, don't buy into that. Just because you want a man, don't do that, ladies. You're worth more than that. You're better than that. You deserve better than that. But thank
And
you, Believe. It was good having you on, young lady. And my prayers go out to you. And I'm sorry, Alexander. I just wanted to tell her that because Believe's amazing. She's awesome, and she's been on this channel for a while, stuff. But I just want to give her some encouragement. She has a sweet spirit. She's an awesome lady, and just wanted to shout her out a little bit.
and I want to go ahead and say, I've seen black women who are single mothers who you know who who are kind and sweet and 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 are working women, and and the thing of it is you know black men, they want to blame everything on the black woman. They want to blame black women for being single mothers, and I was like, and it was like, why only blame black women when it takes two to tango? And the thing of it is, that's how I realized that most black men are legitimately narcissistic. So in retrospect, why would why should black women, why should black women stay in a community that doesn't value them in the first place? And
Right.
I say to the black to the black women who are single mothers, um, uh, there are some men out there who will love to be with you, and the thing of it, you have to vet them, you know.
Yeah, of course. Yep, you're right. Noleti, have a good night, young lady. Um, it's been amazing. Um, yeah, ladies, your value never goes down, and this comment is the truth too. Most single mothers I've met are very caring and kind people. Yes, look, I know some women, black women that are single mothers, and they're caring, they're loving young ladies. They would make great wives, and you know, and I tell people, don't be afraid she's got a child. If you're a good man and you can accept your child and you love her, you're really, I think probably some of the best wives are single mother. Would be some of the best wives would be single mothers. Seriously, or how did I say that kind of off? Um, Single mothers would make the best wives in a lot of cases. They really would. because they've got that love in their heart. Um, and they would appreciate a man that comes in and just is a man, just being a man. I think a lot of single mothers would embrace that, just doing what you're supposed to. Because a lot of these single mothers have had to do it themselves, and you got to understand that's a lot of work. I just, and I can't speak on single mothers because I'm not one, but from what I've seen, they do amazing things, and they got a lot of love in their heart, and a lot of them are amazing women. They just happen to have a child. I mean, let's not throw a scarlet letter on a woman because she has a child. Come on now. Let's, I'm just saying. But a lot of insecure men will say, oh, well, she's damaged goods. No, you're damaged. You can't handle the responsibility of being with a single mother. And if you can't, you should leave them alone. But if you're a good man and you want a woman that's going to love you and has kindness in her heart, it just might happen to be a single mother that's the woman for you, the wife for you. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying men go out there and just marry up single mothers. What I'm saying is don't turn away from single mothers, because a lot of them are good women. A lot of them will make great wives and already great mothers. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And in today's world, a lot of women are single mothers, guys. I'm just saying, you can't be picky. I mean, that's how it is. But these are beautiful women. They're amazing. And give them a chance. That's all I'm saying. And ladies, don't think men aren't going to step up to you because you got children. They will. Okay? You're still your beautiful self. You're still the beautiful woman that God created you to be. You still have a heart of gold. And look, no value has been lost. I'm just saying. Okay?
Yeah, and Brent,
Yes, sir.
tomorrow night I'm going to be having an open mic live going on, and it will start at 7:20 in the afternoon. It will start at 7:20 my time. And
Okay.
if you want to come, uh, if you want to come, you can. Hold on. And let
Okay.
I,
7:20. So that's 2 hours. I'm 2 hours behind you. Okay, yeah. Okay.
I, I'm gonna go ahead and put the link up and put the link to my channel in the chat, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
All right. Because I would like to hear more about this, because this seems like a good conversation.
Oh, the single mothers dating out. Yeah. Well, I looked at the numbers, and it's a good topic because you know um there there's a lot of black women that are single mothers, and they're great women. There's a lot of single mothers in all races. Let's be honest, in today's world. So if you're just dating any woman, you're going to run into single mothers. Um, it's just the world we live in. Okay, and it's not a bad thing because she has a child. That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, indeed.
Did you get it put up there? I don't see
It,
it yet.
it should be up there. Hang on, let me try it again.
Maybe it's delayed a little bit. I don't know. Let me see in my thing here real quick. runner has landed back in the desert. Uh-oh, I was looking at a different video. Like, trying to look at the live one. I was looking at one. I was wearing the same shirt I am tonight. It's funny. I was like, yeah. It was that one I did on Tom Brady and who's that woman? Kim Kardashian. Like there was a rumor she might be dating Tom Brady, which I was like, no, that ain't happening. Okay. There we are. Why is my live chat not showing though? Oh, there it is. Which I was like, no, that ain't happening. Yeah. Okay, I don't see it, Alexander.
You don't see it?
I don't.
I just put it in there. Let me try it again. Let me try it one more. Let me try it again.
Hey Genesis. Hey Genesis, you want a wrench?
It should be in there right now.
Okay. Kim isn't on Tom's level, yeah. Yeah. Wow, I need to get some wrenches up there. I'm on Alexander, I'm gonna give you a wrench, all right?
All right.
Yeah. I don't see it, buddy. I don't know what's going on.
You know, I'm gonna send in the back chat. Let me see.
Okay, I don't know. I'm looking on the phone too. So I don't know why it's not going up there. StreamYards is, I don't know. I'll look in the back chat. Let's see. There's nothing in the back chat. Uh-oh. I lost Alexander. All right, let me drop the link again. I think I'm going to give it a few minutes. All right. Let me put that up there. He dropped off for some reason. I don't know what's going on. There he is. Okay, I don't know what happened. He dropped off. I don't see it, Alexander. I don't know what's going on with that.
Should be the back chat right now. It should be.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it. I'm going to cut and paste it into the. I'm going to copy and paste into the live chat. Is that all right?
You can. It's good.
Okay.
And you know something, Brent? The stories I cover, you know, is a black woman who, I would say most of them are black women who had something going in their lives, and you know they still have had their lives taken by a black man. And did you hear about the story about the black woman who lost her life, and she was pregnant, and her brother took her life from her? And I'm like, for real? So we're just going we just gonna gaslight black women who experience um domestic violence, and we just gonna blame them for leaving the husband, and then it's like the and this is why I hate black male worshipers.
Mm,
I feel pity for them, but that doesn't mean that I have to like them, because they
yeah,
are part of the problem.
right. Yeah. Yeah, and the worship, you shouldn't worship men anyway. But yeah, I always thought, you know what's crazy is I thought the black male worship, and maybe I've been uh kind of secluded or insulated or whatever you want to say. When I started watching YouTube, and when Cynthia G started talking about black male worship, and then I heard other women say this, and I thought, oh well, I thought, well, that's just propaganda. They're just, But then I look around, and then I think back on things I've seen, and there really is like a worship thing, where black women, are actually worshiping these dudes, like calling them kings and gods. And I mean, anybody that would call another human being God, is that there's a problem with that. I'm just saying. But I've seen stuff like that. It's like they can do no wrong. Um, and men are corrupt. You should never give your undying loyalty to a man, especially just a group of men. I mean, be loyal to your husband, but just, I don't know. That's just weird to me. But I know what you're saying. And Black Dusty's kings, I call them beta dumpling kings. Beta dumpling. Um,
I just call them super gremlins now, because that's how they act. They act like super gremlins. Super
super
gremlins
gremlin.
on TV time.
Don't give them water. Like, what was that movie Gremlins, where you put water on, they just start reproducing like massively, causing havoc and problems. Um it was Gremlins. Oh wow. Um yeah, I'll give you a rich Alexander. Um some of you ladies, I'm gonna give you a wrench. If you don't want it, you can turn it down. But I need to get some mods in here. Um yeah. And if you're interested in being a moderator, okay, um, let me know, and send me an email, and your link to your channel, so I can get you in there. Or just leave if you want to be a mod, just leave a comment after the show. What is a wrench? Genesis, that's what it is when I give you a wrench, I make you a moderator, and you have the power, like you can kick people off. Like, let's say you get somebody that comes in rude and starts saying hateful things. You can get rid of that person. You can kick them off. You can block them on my channel. It's it just kind of helps out with whenever we do like live shows, and it just helps control the traffic. If we don't want a bunch of dusty dudes coming in here saying horrible things, we can just block them. I have that power automatically, but I can give it to you, and there's other people that have it. That's what it is. You're interested? uh Put a comment at the end of the show, and let me know, or send me an email. Okay.
And
Because see,
and you know
yes, sir.
and you know something, Brent. Um, the single mothers, um you know, the black women who are single mothers, you know, they still have value. But the thing of it is, you know, the black men will say that they don't, so they can tear down their self-esteem. And I see the gameplay that they're playing. They
Mhm.
think if they lower the black woman's self-esteem just a little bit, then they can wind up taking advantage of her.
Yes.
And and um and then, you know, whenever whenever she finds her self-esteem and decides to leave the relationship, that's when the domestic violence will start happening. This is why I say on my channel all the time, black women, you have to put yourselves first and stop listening to most of the mm, black men out here, and stop listening to the black male worshippers, because they're not your friends.
Right.
Because whenever something happens to a black woman, they always point the finger at the black woman. And this and you know, I'm starting to get real sick and tired of the blame game that most black men and their cheerleaders keep putting on everyone else except themselves.
Yeah.
And, and black women who are single mothers, to you have to put yourself first. And if you
Yeah.
want to get back and if you want to get back into the dating world, you have to branch out of of you know of your comfort zone. You have to branch out of your comfort zone.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And you know, I've always found that to be amazing how, and I see it so many times, like what's going on in the black community. It's black women's fault. It's white supremacy. It's all this stuff. But it's almost like the black man is not at fault at all. Even with the the marriage rates and the out of wedlock birth rates, they'll say, well, they're getting with the same Pookie and Ray Ray that's impregnating these women. And I'm thinking, how could that be? These dudes must be really busy. If you know, it makes it sound like there's just a few of these, you know, bad black men impregnating black women, where most of them are like, you know, schoolboys just trying to get an education type thing. It's weird. Um and it's like, you know what? Just be a man. Just say, you know what? In the collective, we need to fix it. I mean, don't blame the women. I mean, I mean, yeah. It just I always hated that, blaming women for what's going on in the community. And it isn't it the leader's fault when things go bad? Isn't it? I I I just I know these guys will say they're the leaders in the community, but how can it be black women's fault when you're the leader? I always thought the leader, when things go bad, the leader's wrong. When it's good, the leader did good. Um, you know, and but if that's the case, hey, if it's black women's fault, you know what? Let them date and marry out, and black women come over here. I'll take the blame when it goes bad. You know what? It just. Uh, but you're so right. Jay Cosme, put a comment. You guys, I put my email address up there. If you want to be a mod, email me. I need to know. I need the link for your channel so I could go in there and put you in as a mod. Or if you leave a comment at the end of the show, not during the live chat, because I don't know if they'll take it down. They've been doing some weird things with YouTube lately. But yeah, if you're interested, I need to add some mods. Now, if I'm not sure who you are, you might need to email me. I'm just saying. But yeah. But my email's up there. You can reach me anytime on that. It might take a while for me to respond to your email, but I will respond. I got some emails that I haven't responded to. So I will do that. Sometimes I'm a little slow. This week's been hectic. I've had to do some dental work. I had a emergency where they had like I said, I shattered my tooth somehow in the back of my mouth, and it just, yeah. They had to go in and dig the root out. So that was fun. But yeah. But anyway, let me go ahead and close this. I enjoyed the discussion, ladies. And look, I think it's important that we speak on this topic because there are a lot of single mothers out there that would be good wives and mothers. They're already good mothers. A lot of them, I know single mothers, and they're like the sweetest people. They, and they got a big job to do. Their hands are full. They're tied. And if you're a good man, you have patience and you love the woman you're with and you can love her child too, you're needed. I mean, seriously. But if you're just trying to hook up because she's a single mother, leave her alone. She ain't got time for those, silly games. Okay. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Alexander, do you want to say something real quick before I shut down?
Yeah. And to the single mothers out there, and please do not let black men lower your self-esteem because they go for the women who have low self-esteem in order to in order to in order to have a place to stay and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth it. And
Yeah.
And Brent, I'll see you tomorrow night for the open mic live. This was a good discussion, and I would like for you to speak more. I would like to hear more about this on the
Okay.
open mic live.
Okay. Yeah. I'll talk about it. Yeah, I would love to cover this again because it's a discussion we need to have, and and look, it's the world we live in today, and a lot of women out there are single mothers, and there's a treasure you're passing up if you don't just turn your back and say, oh well, she's got a child. No, get to know her. You know and look, kids are a blessing. Look, I mean, that little child she has can be a blessing to you. You can be a blessing to her and her child. um isn't that what a marriage is about, having a family? So one child or a couple children are not yours biological, but you have children. Be the father you need to be. Okay, no favoritism. I say that to men and women. Okay, Children, they're innocent. They have no say so who their mom or who their dad is, what relationship their mom's in with another guy because the dad left, or whatever the situation is. Children do not have a say in that. So let's protect children. Love them. Do not have favorites. That does so much damage to the children. Seriously, it does. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close this. Ladies, I love you. You're awesome. And, you make this possible. Without you watching, I would just be sitting in a dark room talking to myself. And I don't enjoy just talking to myself. But anyway, have a good night. Ladies, put yourself first. Black women, you are the best option. Therefore, you should have the best option. Whatever color that option is, ladies. Remember, this is your home. Okay? We're in 2023. You can be in any community you want to be with, date, marry, whatever man you want to be with. Go with the best option for you, ladies. Go where you're loved. Okay? But anyway, have a good night. Alexander, thank you for coming on. It's always good talking to you. And I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
All right.
Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, I'm going to have a prayer meeting at about 2:00 Eastern tomorrow. I'm going to do that. If you're interested in doing a prayer meeting, it's just where I get together and we read scripture and, have a little message and just pray. And that's about it. And I do have an open panel on that if you want to join that. You don't have to be of the Christian faith to participate. It's open to everybody. But anyway, and then tomorrow night I'll be going to Alexander's channel for an open mic night and see, talk about the same topic we talked about. He wants me to bring that up, so we'll talk about that. But anyway, I will get back with you on the emails tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to go to bed right now, but I did get your emails. Genesis, thanks for coming on, young lady. It's good to see you. And I'll see you soon. And yeah, but let me know if you want a wrench and just send me that email, okay? And if you don't remember the email that I posted on the live chat, you could go to my community page, and at the bottom of it, my email will be there. But it's roadrunnernm89@gmail.com. Okay? I will respond. Sometimes it takes a little while, but just send me an email there. But anyway, I enjoyed tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope, you got something out of this. This is something, I'm telling you what I see. And, that's the world we live in. Okay. And ladies, your value don't go down. Okay. And just know you're the best and you deserve the best. And embrace yourself, your children, ladies. You're a blessing. Don't let anybody tell you you're less than. Okay? If a man tells you that you need to lower your standards, kick him to the curb. Men that say that want you to lower their standards so they'll have a chance with you. Okay? But anyway, guys, have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. God bless you and your families, and I'll see you soon.